What is up, YouTube, and everybody else out there listening on whatever platform you may be watching or listening on? This is the Heated Waves podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm Mr. Bradley, and my colleague, my dude, my bro, to the left, T-Ball. T-Ball, what's up?
We're going to start with the number one Chiefs taking on the Browns. Browns at Chiefs. Browns being the number 6 seed. You know, Browns surprisingly have beaten 4 playoff teams, Washington, Indy, Tennessee, and Pittsburgh, beating Pittsburgh again last week. Baker Mayfield, him and Michael Vick, only quarterbacks drafted number 1 overall to win their first playoff start on the road. Gonna have to go on the road again into KC here.
Tough place to play, the Kingdome.
With KC being number 1 in yards per game, Cleveland being number 15, defense being pretty evenly matched. I had to take the Chiefs in this one. I just feel like even if the Chiefs had even a slight edge in the defensive category, that with the Chiefs having such a powerful offense that I don't think really the Browns have a chance in this.
They did put up 48 last week on the Steelers, number 2-3 good defense.
Well, if you saw that game, the Steelers were fucked from the very beginning.
They looked terrible
with that very first snap. Mistakes don't happen like that on the Kansas City side of the football. They don't. Chiefs have proven time and time again they deserve to be here. Again, I said from the beginning the Chiefs are going to make another Super Bowl appearance, and you know it starts with this first playoff game for them in this divisional round going against the Browns, who I think honestly are lucky to be here.
Oh yeah.
They may have seen a team like the Steelers, but they haven't seen a team like the Chiefs, and I think the Chiefs win this, move on to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I just don't think they have seen an offense, and just a perfectly rounded offense in every aspect you could ask for from the Chiefs. You know, the Browns facing anybody like that, because the Steelers, they looked good, you know, going into the later and latter halves of that game, because it was kind of garbage time. They were down a bunch of points. So, you know, of course, they looked real good then. But the first half, again, just looking terrible. And that's just something you can't do against Kansas City. You let Kansas City get out 14 points.
It's lucky the Browns got up 28 points because the Steelers almost came back.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm leaning into. This whole Chiefs, you're going to go down 14. You're not going to go up 28-0 and think the ball game's over there. Chiefs will come out and score 28 in that same quarter. They've done it plenty of times over and over. It's just, I think what it was is it was a divisional game. This is the fucking first playoff game we've won since whatever it was, like 94 or something like that.
I believe so.
For the Browns, and I think it came down to the Steelers just making too many mistakes on their own. I think they lost that game. I don't think it had really anything to do with the Browns. I mean, yeah, Baker Mayfield and the offense played amazing. That's what I was going to say. They played a great, stout game, but like we were talking about before the show, what happens with Baker Mayfield? You see a amazing, monstrous game like we seen last week, and then other games you see him just average to terrible quarterbacks. I just didn't think he had it in him to keep that lead. I thought they were really going to give it up, you know.
Yeah, I thought they were too.
And to go on 28, that's what they needed.
Scary,
they needed the 28 cushion, because I just don't think you can, like I said, you can't give Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. And these guys are just so ridiculous. I don't think that, you know, that the Browns even stopped them one time. I don't think they make the Chiefs punt one time unless it's because it's the Chiefs' fault because they dropped a pass or, you know, whatever. It was some stupid own thing on themselves. I just don't think they can stop them. Like, the defense is not that good. I think Chiefs' defense is way better than the Browns. And the offense obviously destroys that aspect.
On paper, they're about the same.
And like we were talking about, over this break of 2 weeks, I don't normally like teams with the breaks, because I think you should just keep playing and have the momentum going and things like that. But over those 2 weeks, what did Andy Reid and P. Holmes do? They made new plays up to add to this dimension like we've been talking about. That's just something you can't do with the Browns. Browns have to stick to that game plan. It's the same one. Baker Mayfield, short throws.
When's the last time we saw Baker Mayfield come out and go against a team like the Steelers and then have to take on another very good team like Kansas City and win back-to-back and not come out? Because that's the thing we see from Baker Mayfield. Like, yeah, he had a good game last week, but he's not known for carrying that into the next week.
But going on the road is tough in the playoffs, and you have so much pressure. Think about this one more thing. To just walk into that game, be Baker Mayfield, and be like, holy shit, I have to go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes and offense that, yeah, we got a great offense, but it ain't even close to that. It's superior Chiefs offense and Andy Reid. And then you got, which last week they didn't even have their coach, and even if they do have their coach this week, I don't think it's going to help the Browns. And a pretty decent offense. You know, they've done better without Odell Beckham, but there's no way, right?
I think the Browns.
I said it last week, they had no chance, but I do think they have a chance. Everybody has a chance. I'm not saying 0%. There's too much of Andy Reid and that offense that can't be stopped. And when you think you can stop the Chiefs, they just come up with another way to explode and be just as good.
I think the difference maker here is basically going to be who's going to make the first mistake
Or
on
the most.
offense.
Or the most.
Well, we don't see that many mistakes out of Kansas City on the offensive
Right.
side of the ball. I mean, if we want to compare numbers, look how many interceptions, Baker Mayfield has compared to Patrick Mahomes.
Or fumbles.
Can you rely on Patrick Mahomes to come out and not throw an interception? Like, hey, we need you to absolutely not throw an interception. Can you do that for us? He could probably do it. But to come out and ask Baker Mayfield to do that, he'd be over here like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I'll do it, Coach.
I'll do it, but I'm going to be nervous the whole time.
Yeah.
I just think that sense of confidence on the offensive side of the ball gives Kansas City that edge. And
Well, I mean, they got a better tight end, better wide receivers. The running backs are banged up a little bit for KC, but I think they'll be okay there. It's just, it's Patrick Mahomes versus Baker Mayfield, and if I want to take that 9 out of 10 times, obviously I'm taking P. Holmes. And they think about this. One more thing. This is crazy. If they wouldn't have lost in the AFC Championship a few years ago, this would be the third time in a row they could have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs.
True.
And I just think they're that good. Who's going to I mean, the one loss they got was a division. And it really wasn't even a big – it's not like they got whooped. They got beat by like 7.
yeah.
Like 33-40 to the Raiders. I mean, come on now. And then they gifted the last one because they set all the players in the last game. And when you come playoff times, what did the Chiefs do last year? They were down 10 points. They were down 14 points. Down multiple points every game and came back and beat them, being the only team to do that. Even if they get down points, they're going to do it again.
Year.
Yeah, to coming back and just exploding on points. So Chiefs all the way. I think the Browns have like a 10% chance of.
If you're a Browns fan, please explain this one to me. I'd like to know how the Browns win.
Not
that football
after
game.
the video. If they somehow beat the Chiefs before the game, sir, you know who I'm talking about. Take us out, T-Ball.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you want information quick, don't forget to hit the notification button.
There you go.
Of course, Heat Waves Podcast. I'm your boy T-Ball.
And I'm Mr. Bradley. You stay classy, YouTube.
And as always, thanks for stopping by.